Hi, I'm Chris from Young Urban Farmers. In this video, we're going to learn about harvesting a couple different kinds of herbs. The first herb that we're going to learn how to harvest is lemongrass. Lemongrass is a great, easy herb to grow and is something that you can even bring inside over the winter to grow all year round. To harvest lemongrass, you want to be cutting the plant a couple inches above the soil line, and just like any kind of grass, you want to leave enough space so that the growing tip can continue to regrow and give you lots of really great leaves throughout the season. The first method that I'm going to be showing you is just simply taking the plant, and we're going to be cutting it a couple of inches above the soil line, and all of these great leaves we can put into our soups, our stews, and our Southeast Asian cooking. The second method that you can use to harvest the lemongrass is you can pull out the individual bulb and stem and root of the plants, because different recipes call for more of the bottom part of the plant. Other times you can get away with just using the tips of the plants and allowing the grass to continue to regrow and give you lots of great leaves and foliage throughout the season. The next herb that we're going to be demonstrating is rosemary. Rosemary is a relatively slow growing herb, and you want to put it in as full sun as possible. To harvest rosemary, you want to be cutting some of the individual branches, and you want to be cutting above a point where there is still some growth happening. You don't want to cut it all the way down at the soil line, because if you do that, it will not continue to regrow. So in this case, I'm going to be setting aside this stem, and I'll be demonstrating how to harvest this. Like the lemongrass, we're going to be cutting it a couple of inches above the soil line and above a point where we see some new growth and some new leaves happening. So I'm going to grab my garden shears, and I'm going to be cutting it just like so. And we have our nice, beautiful sprig of rosemary. It's very fragrant, ready to go into our cooking. Next herb that we're going to be demonstrating on is mint. And I have two kinds of mint in this container over here. We have our classic peppermint, and we have a ginger mint. Ginger mint has some distinct yellow and orange splotches on the leaves, and it's not a disease, it's just the characteristic of the plant and how it grows. To harvest our mint, we want to look for an area where new growth is happening. So for example, in this stem, we can see some new growth happening right here in the node of the plants. So some new leaves that are branching out from one of these main stems, and as long as we cut above that new growth area, that will encourage the plant to branch out and produce new stems, which will be new leaves and a lot more growth for us to really maximize our harvest of the mint over the season. So again, we can take our shears, we can snip it above a new growing point, and that will encourage the plant to branch and have two new branches of mint leaves for us to harvest and to enjoy later on this season.